Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Mr. Douglas coming at you again. I'm gonna give you a little bit of history. I'm gonna put a little disclaimer on this video also, let you know that these are solely Mr. Douglas' thoughts and his experiences and how he see things, man. This don't have nothing to do with how you may feel or how you may see things. You may see things just a lot different than what I do, so. But I'm just sharing with you as far as my thoughts and how I see it and how I decipher all the stimuli around me. So it is what it is. You can scrutinize it all you want. You can do what you want to do. First and foremost, if you don't try to understand where a person is coming from, it ain't got to be correct about what they be talking about all the time, as far as in your eyes, or be right in your eyes. But the key to life is having understanding. You can have understanding why people do what they do, then you're above the average person out here. So with that being said, Mr. Douglas is going to just give his opinion and his experiences and his ideals on certain topics, and to share with you. And if you see things similar or in the same manner, then so be it. If you don't, then hey, this is just another way of another person looking at how they look at it. All right. Me, myself, I believe that since the beginning of this colonial American way of us living, America was not really designed and made for a dark-hued person. Only thing America was designed for, as far as the dark-hued person, is for the dark-hued person to labor. His services, his back, his arms, his legs, his talent, and serve. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. All this equal rights process bull crap about what a person think and your rights as far as this and that, yeah, all that old. It is what it is. Because when it comes down to the big wigs, the ones who's running things, they don't give a damn about all that type of stuff. They let you fight and sort that stuff out amongst yourselves. Okay, with that being said, America is a plantation. What I mean by a plantation is this, all right? It's divided into different states. Each state has its own constitution, which is all its own commonwealth and its own laws. Overall, there's laws that govern all states together as a whole on a federal level. On a state level, it's broken down into territories and colonial jurisdiction, all right? So in one area, the state itself may represent one level of the law, and on a federal level, which regulates all the states combined as one. But you can do things in one state, but you might can't do it in another state. And people have a hard time to say, well, damn, ain't this the United States? You should be able to do this in that place as well as that place because it's different. Well, no, you have to understand that it's territories, it's broken down into different regions and broken down into jurisdiction. So you have to understand this more than anything. So on a plantation, let me see if I can break that down in a way where you can understand through history how history has given it to us from the past. You have the master's house, which is the big house. Then you have on the master's house, you have acres and acres of land that have to be tilled or tended to, as well as the animals, as well as the tools and equipment and everything else that's on that land. The master then breaks things down into far as what he consider the law. and have what they call overseers. Overseers is just like the common day, modern day police officers and people who, when there's trouble or something like that, they have a person come to the house and all that type of stuff, or something that's going on in the streets. They have this person go to that area and check it out, and they lay down the law. They tell the person in the house what's going on, and then the master of the house which definitely would be the judge of all this crap that's going on, will set down the law and say what's right and wrong. They would dictate what you can do and what you can't do. The same structure that was on a plantation in ownership of its property, we were at that time like chattel property. We was like considered like animals. Okay? Right today, we got the same scenario going on, but a funny twist had happened. They say that President Abraham Lincoln came and gave the Emancipation Proclamation, which gave all individuals the right to be free. Let me tell you something. The difference between that and what we are actually going through right now today, you're not free. As a society, you're not free. It's due to because we all use what we consider this fiat currency, which is Federal Reserve notes. Okay, these Federal Reserve notes are only like coupons that if you own a property or you own somebody's land, they say you can take this. This is like a promise to pay note. It's signed by the Secretary of Treasury, which you can go around and use on this particular land. Let's break it down into, like, say for instance, if you was living on a plantation and the plantation was pretty big. Say for instance, the master told you to go over to the shed and get some stuff and then take that stuff down to the field to these people who need stuff down in the field as far as food or grain or whatever they might need, Okay. Then when you do that, then you might need to go get some more grain and you might need to go get some more tools or you might need to do this. So he'll tell you, take this note and take it down to XYZ's all general store, and we need you to get this from them, and then tell them the bill, just write this stuff down, it'll be a credit, and here, pay the bill later. Okay, so they gave you permission to purchase what they need on that land for them to keep it going. So that note is just like the Federal Reserve note that you carry in your pocket, what you call money. Okay? It's nothing that's going to bring you wealth or have you have your own property or have your own land. You can't buy anything with it. You can purchase stuff with it, but it's just like I say, it's like a coupon. Think about it now. Everything you purchase or buy, you still have to pay taxes on it. So you're not free. And this is where we, as a society of people, white, black, doesn't make a difference. All of us have to do it. And they have duped and beat us all. Okay, so you have to understand that the money that we have is only a bill to pay. It's only credited for payment. Okay? It's only credited for payment. I don't care if you got millions of it. I don't care if you only have hundreds of thousands of it. It's still their paper. It's their money. It's the bank and also the Federal Reserve people and the Treasury it's their way of saying, hey, while you on this land, you can go to these little stores or you can go purchase this from this. These are acceptable notes on this land for you to purchase things that you may want. But in order to do this, you have to understand where you stand. Instead of now you being under, let's say, like Master Moore or Master Reynolds or whoever the master is, instead of them giving you the note, you now in servitude yourself by putting out a service and get compensated to use the paper to go buy things you want. You see, people, no matter how much of this particular note paper you use, you will never have things in elodial terms. Elodial means outright yours. You proudly possess and own that. You are responsible for that particular item or property that you bought on that state, in that state. But they didn't mess things up for us so bad where as though you can't really purchase or buy anything. I had a long discussion with somebody that was trying to tell me, oh, I have family members, I have aunts or uncles, they got land, they got houses, they got this and that. And I say, well, okay, they got land and they got this and that. I say, did they get it from the bank? They say, of course they got it from the bank. Everybody get their stuff from the bank. They paid it off, and now they had the deed to the house and all that type of stuff. And I say, okay, then well, I tell you what, since they had the deed to the house, so they have permission to do as they please in that particular house. They're the responsible party or person to pay taxes or take care of that property. So someone knows who to pin things on to. You say, well, hold on now. Well, they can do what they want. They can keep it. They can sell it. They can do that. I say, okay, yeah, true. They can keep it. They can sell it and all that type of stuff. But do they own that property? They said, yeah, they own it because they didn't got a deed for it and they got the papers for it. So it belongs to them. Now I said, okay, now let me see if I can get this right. So if it belongs to them, then are they still paying yearly taxes on it? They said, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know, but I can ask them. And when they ask the person, they say, yeah, they pay their taxes on the house every year. It's X amount of dollars for the taxes for the house. And I say, okay, then. So if they paying X amount of dollars for the house and all that type of stuff, the state owns the house. They don't own that house. They're the caretakers of the house, but they don't own that house. They do own it. The bank say they're the caretakers. And I say, okay, I can do a little better for you. Tell them not to pay taxes no more on that home that they didn't purchase for $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000. Tell them to no longer pay taxes on it, and let's see how much they own that home. But everybody got to pay tax, and that's the loophole. That's what everybody think, because you don't own that home. If you own that home, you don't have no taxes. If you own the land, you don't have no land. You have it outright allodial. But if you use these Federal Reserve notes to purchase cars, homes, furniture, and all the type of stuff, you are the caretaker. You take care of the items that you purchase with the Federal Reserve notes. The state owns the stuff that you have. You gotta get your car tags and registered and all this. The state own that. That's why they can make up laws whereas though you supposed to travel to go where you want to go. They call it driving. And if you're driving, you have to have a license. You have to have a driver's license, and you have to get registered to do this. If you're an all right, natural born citizen and you have your sovereignties and everything and you do everything allodial, why do you have to register with people? Why do you have to get tags and all that? Oh, just in case you have an accident and this and that. Somebody you have insurance and all. I flow with you. I have total understanding of all that little gibberish and all that bull. I understand all that what you're saying. And it is a safeguard so if somebody do get hurt, they have insurance, and these attorneys can go after somebody for us to get some type of compensation for you because you were hurt or they did this to you. I understand that 100%, but that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Okay? What I'm talking about is ownership. You see, people, we are nothing but modern day slaves. If you don't own anything, and you say, oh, I got this, I got property, I got this, I got cars, I got this, I have my own business, I had this, okay, great. Only thing I ask you to do is no matter what you have, don't get that vehicle registered. Don't get your house, don't pay the taxes on your house. Don't do any of that type of stuff if you bought it outright and it's supposed to be yours with this, what they call fiat currency. If you're using this paper, these little coupon papers to purchase stuff, it's not for ownership. It's for indebtedness. That is debt paper, meaning somebody's backing it up. The United States of America is backing it up, saying, okay, you can use this paper to purchase things that you want. We will back you up. That's all that paper does. That's all it does. So all this killing, all this fighting, all this going through all what you go through to try to get it, hit the lottery and do all this type of stuff, you ain't doing nothing but getting yourself in a lot more problems. So what you do? Well, you do what everybody else is doing. You be ignorant and you be stupid like everybody else. Because you try to do anything other than that, you still lose. So you ask yourself, well, okay, well, Mr. Douglas, you're so smart on this and that, so why do you do it? Well, it's the only game in town. If I do it the other way, but I'm still getting the same Federal Reserve notes, even if I do hustle. Even if I do sell illegal substances and all kinds of paraphernalia and all that, even if I do all that stuff, I'm still only doing it to get the coupons, in which the coupons can do nothing but bring me more bad luck. So that's the reason why when these so-called big-time drug dealers and all these killers and all these people on the streets, they do what they do and they think they're getting somewhere, you don't get nowhere because they are uneducated about the paper that they are getting. The paper they're getting is not going to get them freedom. It's not going to get them the things they really want. So you put yourself back up against the wall again because the state is a plantation, it's a jurisdiction. And only Master Reynolds or Master Moore really tells things and what's going on. And that's the law, that's the courts. On each jurisdiction, each plane, they have courts. And the courts are the big house where the master lives. And the master is the judge. So when you do something crazy out here, the judge would then come down on you and say what you should and what you shouldn't do, or what you could or what you couldn't do. You see, people, all I'm just saying is I want you to be educated and understand that don't go crazy out here trying to get so much or get all this stuff. Live out your dreams. Have an idea. Focus on your idea and go forward that way and relax yourself and enjoy yourself as much as you can. Because that's all this stuff is really worth, is for you to enjoy yourself. That's it. But you have to understand the whole meaning of money in the slavery that we're in. So there's no need for you to really get upset with people no more. There's no need for you to be worried or depressed that you don't have this, and it wasn't meant for you to have anything. And if you do get anything, so be it. It's temporary. Everybody that's driving around out here in a hoopty or the biggest AMG Mercedes-Benz, they all under the same spell. All these people that live up in the Hamptons and all these beautiful houses, $2 million, $5 million, $8 million houses, and the Italians and down here in Maryland and Waldorf and all these places, all these beautiful places. Okay? Chevy Chase, Bethesda, Maryland, all these places up here in New York and Staten Island, all these beautiful places, they all are slaves. They do not own jack nothing. They are the caretakers of it. Remember, on the plantation, the master of the house owns everything on that land. And the United States is not broken down into territories and land of different corporations and different businesses and different jurisdictions. That's all it is. And the police, the FBI, the Secret Service, all these different armies and all that type of stuff, all of those are ran by, guess who? The master. Because they're nothing but overseers. Nothing but overseers. So you thinking you out here breaking your neck, going to college, going to school, and doing all this type of stuff, you're missing out on life. They're missing out on the dreams that you can produce things through your mind and your observation of yourself. You ain't on that level yet. So don't take nothing out here serious. And if you do, you need to get out of that particular type of thinking, because that's where your problems is. You're worrying about the wrong things in life. And most of us, if not all of us, are doing the same thing every day, worrying about things you can't control. And you trying to make it better or trying to impress somebody. The only one you have to impress is yourself. Just wanted to share that with you. Talk to you later. Peace.